Today I'm going to make bread dough to make fish buns. So to do the basic bread dough, I'm using 500 grams of bread flour, or you can use plain flour. So 1.5 cups of lukewarm water, 1 sachet of dry yeast, it's 7 grams, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and some sugar. So I put some flour into my bowl for my final step. So to start with, I'm going to add the lukewarm water to the yeast and leave it there for about 5 minutes. If the yeast is active, it will form up bubbles. If it is not active, it will stay like this. So you can decide whether yeast is active or not by looking at the yeast. So I'll show you how it looks like a little later. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt into my flour. And I'm going to mix this on low 1 or 2 with the lukewarm water till the yeast starts bubbling up. Adding oil is not necessary for this dough. This is the basic white bread dough actually. So I'm going to use this in my fish bun recipe. Look at this. It starts coming up. That means the yeast is active. So I'm going to use this in my mix. And this should knead actually about 12 minutes. So this will on low speed. I'm going to knead this for 10 minutes. The dough is ready now, so I'm going to take it out. Kneading the dough by hand is a little harder, but this is already done. So if you are doing it by hand, you don't need a machine to do the bread dough. You can do it for 10 minutes using both hands. So I'm going to transfer this to a well-floured mixing bowl. You can put a little bit of flour on top to keep it a little drier. And I'm going to use Glad wrap or use a wet towel and leave it in a dry place. Today the climate is a little weary, it's cold, so I'm going to put this in a hot spot. Even you can use the oven. Preheat the oven to 60 centigrades and leave the dough in the oven to cool. That's a good one. So I'll show you how it looks like, and by the meantime I need to prepare the filling for this recipe. I'll show you how to do it next. To make the filling for my fish, the fish buns, I'm using 2 cans of tuna. You can use mackerel or the fresh fish. So to that, 4 onions and 500 grams of potatoes. I mashed the potatoes, and green chilies, pepper and salt, and some chili powder, curry powder, and a little bit of vegetable stock. To start this, I'm going to add some vegetable oil into my pan. You can use olive oil or even butter. Not much, a little bit enough. and fry the onions. If you don't like using chilies or chili powder or curry powder, you can omit that. Even without that, this is a very nice one. When the color of the onions start changing, add salt and pepper, the green chilies, and cook it for another minute. You can use this raw, even mixing all of them together, because you are going to bake this in the oven. But I feel like when you cook it a little bit, the flavor is nicer than using the raw ingredients. Now I'm going to add the fish into this one. I'm using lots of fish. It's nice when you use lots of fish. And add the powdered mixture. Cook it another minute. If you use mackerel in this one, the mixture is little wetter than this one, the fish. But when you use tuna, it's dry and nice. That's what I like. I think that's enough. So I'm going to add the potatoes, mix it, and leave it to get cool to put it in the bread mix. It will take another 15 minutes to prove the bread mixture. So I'll leave this and I'll show you how to do the fish buns in the next step. That's it. Now I'm waiting for my bread dough to prove. Now the bread dough is ready. So I'm going to put that onto the floured surface or the bench top. You can put it on the bench top. Little bit sticky. Put some flour on top and knead it another few minutes. I'm going to divide this into several parts, so make sure you get equal parts. 1, 2. It's ready. Take the dough and make it like a triangle. I take my make the dough like this. Try to make it like a triangle. Fill one big scoop of the mixture into this and take the dough. Shape it like a triangle. So it's ready. Like this, make all of them and put it on a baking tray and leave to prove another 10 minutes. And I'll show you before I put it in the oven. My fish buns are ready and proved. I left this for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to egg wash this one. And bake it in in the oven, 160 centigrades, about 20 minutes, maybe 30. That depends on oven to oven. So I'm going to put this now. You can serve this with tomato sauce. My fish buns are ready to serve. You can serve this with tomato sauce or tomato chutney. Thank you for watching.